What if the most dangerous battles aren't fought with weapons, but with energy and intentions? Every day, you walk through a world teeming with unseen forces, some aligned with light, others steeped in darkness. For chosen ones, those carrying a divine spark that terrifies the corrupt, life becomes a battlefield. Their mere existence threatens the systems built by those who cling to power, fear, and control. But what happens when a cult, desperate to protect its shadows, sends a hitman to silence that light? This bold act of defiance has triggered a spiritual chain reaction, one that will expose not just the cult's weaknesses, but the divine truth of who really holds power. When the cult decided to send a hitman after the chosen one, it wasn't an act of power. It was a scream of desperation. A hitman is a weapon, but in this case, it represents something much darker, a futile attempt to extinguish the unextinguishable. What they fail to realize is that you can't fight divine light with earthly tools. No strategy, no amount of force, and certainly no hired hand can overcome a purpose ordained by the Creator. The cult's decision to use a hitman isn't strength. It's a confession of fear. It's the move of an entity that knows it's losing. When people are truly in control, they don't resort to extremes. But when their foundation is crumbling, they grasp at anything, even tools of violence. And yet these actions are more dangerous to the ones wielding them than to their target. This is the essence of spiritual warfare. The energy you send out returns to you magnified. It's called the spiritual boomerang. When you strike at someone divinely protected, the force of your malice circles back, stronger and more devastating. The hitman may have been sent to harm, but the real harm is done to those who gave the order. The Creator has a way of making sure that the intentions you release into the world don't go unanswered. Warnings are always given. The Creator doesn't allow darkness to act without first issuing a call to reconsider. But blinded by arrogance, the cult ignored the signs. They thought their malice would go unchecked, that their carefully laid plans would succeed. In doing so, they sealed their own fate. It's not that they weren't warned, it's that they refused to listen. The tragedy of this story isn't just the cult's decision. It's their utter failure to understand who and what they're fighting against. The hitman they hired is just a pawn, a misguided attempt to confront something far beyond their comprehension. Divine protection doesn't falter, and the chosen one's light will only shine brighter in the face of such opposition. Meanwhile, the cult edges closer to its own destruction, all because of the energy they themselves unleashed. Drop a comment. I am untouchable if you feel the strength of divine protection around you. The reason chosen ones provoke envy is their ability to live authentically in their truth. Their existence exposes what others try so desperately to hide. For the cult, this is a threat beyond measure. Their power rests on secrecy and manipulation, both of which crumble in the presence of truth. Chosen ones don't even need to speak to challenge these foundations. Their light alone is disruptive. For those clinging to their shadows, this light doesn't just reveal, it burns. Envy finds its root in fear, and for the cult, the fear of exposure is everything. They've spent years weaving lies to maintain their influence, but all it takes is one chosen one to destabilize it all. This isn't just about jealousy over success or influence. It's a visceral reaction to someone who embodies everything they can never control. The cult's fear isn't just an emotional response. It's strategic. They know that if the chosen one continues to thrive, their carefully constructed illusions will fall apart. This fear drives them to act irrationally, even to the point of hiring a hitman. It's a last-ditch effort to silence what cannot be silenced, but envy and fear are self-destructive forces. The more the cult tries to suppress the chosen one, the more they reveal their own weakness. Their actions become desperate and sloppy, signaling to the world that their power is crumbling. They may think they're fighting to preserve their position, but in reality, they're only accelerating their own downfall. Chosen ones challenge more than individuals. They challenge systems. For those entrenched in corruption, this is an unbearable prospect. The cult's decision to hire a hitman wasn't just about eliminating a single person. It was a frantic attempt to suppress a truth that was destined to come to light. And in their envy, they've unleashed a storm they aren't prepared to face. Betrayal is never just an act. It's a poison. When a single individual turns against the light, the ripple effects can shatter an entire community. The cult's decision to betray a chosen one isn't an isolated event. It's a contagion that spreads fear, distrust, and darkness through every corner of their world. Betrayal doesn't just target the chosen, it infects everyone connected to the betrayer. The first sign of this poison is the breakdown of trust. When one person steps into darkness, it forces others to question their own safety. Who else might betray them? Who is truly aligned with the light? This paranoia creates fractures, breaking apart relationships and weakening the very foundation of the community. It's no longer about the chosen one alone. The betrayal becomes a spiritual infection, tainting everyone it touches. And here lies the tragedy. Betrayal thrives on silence. When communities fail to call out injustice, they become accomplices. By choosing comfort over courage, by turning a blind eye, they enable the darkness to spread. Each unspoken truth, each ignored act of cruelty, strengthens the grip of betrayal on the community. What began as the act of one person soon becomes a shared burden of guilt. The Creator watches this unfold, and divine justice doesn't discriminate. When a community allows betrayal to take root, they all bear the consequences. It's not just about punishing the instigators, it's about cleansing the system. The Creator's wrath targets the structures that allow darkness to thrive, sweeping away the complacency and corruption that enabled betrayal to flourish. But divine justice isn't random vengeance. It's a spiritual recalibration. When betrayal infects a community, the Creator steps in to restore balance. This often comes in ways no one expects. A collapse of power, a sudden revelation, a stripping away of the masks that hid the darkness. The message is clear. Betrayal cannot and will not be tolerated. For the cult, this reckoning is inevitable. Their betrayal of the chosen one set in motion a chain of events they can't control. But this isn't just about the cult. It's about the community that allowed their actions to go unchecked. Betrayal might start with one, but its consequences are shared by all. The Creator's wrath is not what many believe it to be. It isn't a random act of vengeance or a punishment born of rage. It's a sacred storm, a divine reset designed to restore balance and purge what no longer aligns with truth. For the cult that dared to attack a chosen one, this storm is inevitable. Their actions were not just an affront to an individual, they disrupted the spiritual harmony the Creator has woven into the fabric of existence. When the Creator acts, the justice is as precise as it is profound. The cult's arrogance blinds them to the fact that their downfall is not a matter of if, but when. They think they've won because they sent a hitman, but the Creator always works in unexpected ways. What they don't see coming is how their own actions will lead to their exposure. Their lies, schemes, and betrayals will be laid bare for all to witness. This exposure isn't merely a punishment, it's a lesson. Divine justice operates on a higher level, targeting not just the symptoms of corruption, but the roots. For the cult, this means their entire structure. Every hidden motive, every false promise, every act of manipulation will crumble. The Creator doesn't destroy without purpose. This is a reset, a chance to remove the rot and rebuild with truth. The cult might call this wrath unfair. They might see it as disproportionate to their actions, but this is not just about them. It's about the damage they've caused to the chosen one, the community, and the divine order itself. The Creator's wrath comes with a purpose, to ensure that the light is not extinguished and that those who tried to suppress it face the full weight of their choices. And it's not just the cult who feels this storm. The Creator's intervention often touches everyone connected to the conflict, not as collateral damage, but as a wake-up call. It's a reminder that silence and complicity make no one innocent. The wrath is not aimed at individuals alone, but at systems and energies that have strayed from the path of truth. This message isn't for everyone, and if you don't feel it, that's fine. Move along. But if you felt it deep in your bones, you'll know this is for you. Here's to the chosen ones, the ones who don't fit in, the ones who see beyond the veil. The ones who've been told to stay quiet, to settle, to conform, but never could. They aren't interested in what's ordinary. They aren't here to follow someone else's rules. They're the light in the dark, the storm that shatters illusions, the unshakable, the unstoppable, the untouchable. While the world is busy running circles, they're walking their own path, alone if they must. Not for the applause, not for the approval, but because it's who they are. Here's to the ones who take what was meant to destroy them and transform it into something divine. The ones who carry wisdom that can't be taught, only earned. If this resonates with you, then maybe it's time to find your people. The Obsidian Inner Order is the only place of its kind, the #1 ascension nexus for chosen ones, where over 400 of us gather to share wisdom, connect, and transform. No masks, no games, just truth. The link is in the description. If you're ready, you'll know where to find us. Chosen ones are not ordinary people. They are wired differently, their very essence infused with a connection to higher realms. This isn't about superiority, it's about purpose. From the moment they enter the world, their lives are marked by an unshakable mission, often one they don't even realize they're fulfilling. They walk paths others wouldn't dare, not because they seek challenges, but because they are guided by forces beyond what the eye can see. The first hallmark of a chosen one is their resilience. Life tests them in ways that would break most people, but for chosen ones, these tests are not punishments. They are refinements. The Creator uses these challenges to strip away what isn't needed, sharpening them into tools of divine justice. Every hardship is a lesson, every loss a step closer to their ultimate mission. Their connection to higher realms also makes chosen ones disruptors, unintentional revolutionaries. Simply by existing, they dismantle systems of corruption and lies. They don't need to scream for change or rally against the darkness. Their presence alone sends ripples through the world, unsettling those who benefit from injustice. It's this quiet power that makes them targets. Those who thrive in the shadows will do anything to snuff out a light they cannot control. What sets chosen ones apart isn't just their strength, but their humility. Many don't even realize the magnitude of their impact. They walk into spiritual battles unaware, guided by intuition and a deep sense of purpose they can't always explain. They don't seek fame or recognition. Their mission is often one of quiet, transformative change. But make no mistake, their influence reshapes everything around them. The cult, blinded by envy and fear, sees this as a threat. To them, the chosen one isn't just an individual, but a force capable of unraveling their entire system. And they're not wrong. Chosen ones don't need to actively fight. Their energy does the work for them. It's the Creator working through them, disrupting what needs to be dismantled and building what needs to endure. This divine blueprint is what makes chosen ones untouchable. No amount of force, manipulation, or violence can override a mission ordained by the Creator. Even when they face attacks, betrayals, and trials, their connection to the higher realms ensures they remain protected. The cult's Hitman may have been sent to harm, but the Chosen One's blueprint ensures that harm will never have the final word. Chosen Ones don't just survive, they thrive in ways that defy explanation. They are living proof of the Creator's power, reminders that no darkness can overcome the light. Their lives are testimonies, not just to their own strength, but to the unshakable force guiding them. And for those who try to stop them, there's only one outcome: failure. The cult's decision to send a hitman wasn't just an attack on a person, it was an act of war against divine purpose. What the cult doesn't understand is that their actions don't just target the Chosen One, they target the Creator. And in doing so, they seal their fate. By trying to destroy what they can't control, they inadvertently bring about their own unraveling. The energy they direct at the Chosen One becomes their undoing, exposing their vulnerabilities and triggering the collapse of everything they've built. The Chosen One, meanwhile, remains steadfast. Their mission doesn't pause or falter because of external attacks. If anything, the opposition only strengthens their resolve. The Creator's purpose flows through them, turning every attempt to harm them into an opportunity for growth and greater impact. What the cult sees as a battle is, in truth, their own reckoning. This shift in power is inevitable. The more the cult focuses on the Chosen One, the more their own structure begins to crumble. Their obsession blinds them to the cracks forming within their walls, the dissent among their followers, the exposure of their secrets, the rising awareness of their true nature. In targeting the Chosen One, they forget that their greatest enemy isn't external. It's the very darkness they've cultivated within themselves. In the end, the Hitman's target isn't just a person, but a divine mission, and that mission doesn't falter. The Creator ensures that every move made against the Chosen One serves only to highlight the futility of opposing divine will. The cult's power wanes, their influence dissolves, and the Chosen One emerges, untouched and stronger than ever. The cult's obsession with the Chosen One sets them on a path to inevitable ruin. What begins as an attempt to silence a single individual spirals into chaos within their own ranks. Their focus on destruction blinds them to the internal cracks forming under the weight of their own malice. This is karma in real time, a divine balancing act that ensures no evil goes unanswered. The first sign of their downfall is division. When an organization is built on fear and control, any disruption causes fractures. Members of the cult begin to question the leadership, whispering doubts that spread like wildfire. The decision to hire a hitman, once seen as a bold move, starts to look desperate and reckless. Suspicion and paranoia creep into the ranks, eroding the very unity they relied upon to maintain power. Public disgrace follows closely behind. The Creator has a way of exposing darkness in the most humiliating ways. The cult's secrets, once tightly guarded, are dragged into the light for all to see. Lies unravel, manipulation is uncovered, and the facade of control crumbles. The same energy they used to attack the Chosen One returns to them tenfold, dismantling their credibility and influence. But the Creator's justice doesn't stop at exposure. It ensures that the cult feels the weight of their actions. Their downfall isn't just about punishment. It's about showing the world the consequences of opposing divine order. Every move they made against the Chosen One becomes a stepping stone to their humiliation. The public sees their arrogance for what it is, a fragile mask hiding deep insecurity. As their power disintegrates, the cult is left with nothing but regret. They thought they were invincible, untouchable, but their downfall serves as a stark reminder of the Creator's omnipotence. No scheme, no manipulation, no act of violence can escape divine justice. Their self-destruction is a spectacle, not for the sake of entertainment, but as a lesson to all who witness it. Meanwhile, the Chosen One remains untouched. They didn't need to retaliate or defend themselves. The Creator handled it all. The cult's downfall becomes a testament to the strength of divine protection, a reminder that the light cannot be extinguished by darkness. The very act meant to harm the Chosen One becomes the instrument of the cult's collapse. This is the Creator's balance in action. The cult's self-destruction isn't just a consequence of their actions. It's a demonstration of the immutable law that governs the universe. You reap what you sow. The Chosen One walks forward, unshaken, while the cult is left to face the ruins of what they brought upon themselves. There is a profound irony in the Chosen One's response to the cult's relentless attacks: silence. While the cult schemes, plots, and executes their plans, the Chosen One remains still. To the outside world, this silence may seem passive, even weak, but it is, in fact, their greatest strength. It is a silence rooted in trust in the Creator's justice and in the unshakable power of divine protection. The Chosen One doesn't need to retaliate because they understand a fundamental truth: enemies destroy themselves. The cult's paranoia, fueled by their hatred and envy, becomes their undoing. In their obsessive attempts to harm the Chosen One, they unravel their own stability. Every action they take against the Chosen One serves only to expose their own darkness. The Chosen One's silence becomes a mirror, reflecting the cult's chaos back at them. This stillness is not emptiness. It is a channel through which the Creator speaks. By choosing not to engage in petty battles, the Chosen One becomes a conduit for divine intervention. Their silence carries a message far louder than words. The Creator is in control. This unnerves the cult more than any retaliation ever could. They expect resistance, conflict, and retaliation. Instead, they are met with unshakable calm, a force they cannot combat. The cult's perception of power crumbles in the face of this silence. They realize too late that their enemy isn't the Chosen One, but their own actions. The absence of a fight forces them to confront the reality they've tried to ignore. They are the architects of their own destruction. The Chosen One, by doing nothing, exposes everything. For the Chosen One, this silence is not just strategic, it's spiritual. It is a manifestation of their faith, a refusal to lower themselves to the level of their attackers. They know that the Creator's justice is absolute and that their role is not to fight, but to remain steadfast in their purpose. Their silence is not weakness. It's a declaration of their divine connection and trust. And as the cult falls apart, the Chosen One's silence speaks louder than any words ever could. It is a testament to the Creator's power, a reminder that divine justice doesn't need human interference. The Chosen One's stillness becomes a symbol of strength, a lesson in the power of faith and the futility of opposing the light. This irony, the Chosen One's silence against the cult's chaos, is the ultimate victory. It proves that true power doesn't lie in words or actions, but in alignment with the Creator's will. And in that alignment, the Chosen One stands unshaken, a beacon of hope and resilience in the face of darkness. In every spiritual battle, there are not just participants, but witnesses. Those who watch, those who choose, and those who act. The cult's attempt to destroy the Chosen One isn't just their story. It's a test for everyone who observes it. The Creator's justice doesn't only target the perpetrators, it also calls on the bystanders to choose a side. Are you aligned with the light, or are you complicit in the darkness through silence? The first responsibility of witnesses is accountability. When betrayal and injustice unfold before your eyes, you cannot claim neutrality. To turn a blind eye is to endorse the very systems of corruption that the Chosen One disrupts. Silence makes you a participant, whether you intend it or not. Divine justice doesn't spare those who sit idly by while darkness thrives. But witnessing also offers an opportunity for redemption. Every act of evil reveals a chance for others to stand for truth. The Creator's justice isn't just about punishment, it's about transformation. When you choose to call out injustice, to defend what is right, you step into alignment with the divine plan. You become part of the Creator's reset, helping to cleanse the systems that have been corrupted. The role of witnesses is vital because spiritual battles are never fought alone. The chosen one may carry the light, but it is the responsibility of the community to amplify it. This means speaking out, taking action, and refusing to enable those who thrive in the shadows. The Creator's justice flows through those who dare to stand for truth, transforming witnesses into warriors of light. Reflection is key. Ask yourself, what role do you play in this story? Are you the enabler who remains silent, the bystander who watches, or the defender who acts? These battles are not just for the chosen ones, they are for everyone. The Creator's justice requires collective action, a shared commitment to dismantling darkness and upholding the light. Choosing a side isn't just a moral decision, it's a spiritual one. Every action, every word, every decision aligns you with either light or darkness. There is no middle ground. The cult's downfall is a warning, a reminder that complicity comes with consequences. But it is also an invitation, a call to step into your role as a defender of truth and an ally of the divine. The Creator's justice is unfolding, and its ripple effects are far-reaching. As witnesses, your choice determines whether you stand with the light or fall with the darkness. This isn't just the chosen one's battle, it's yours. The Creator stands with those who choose the light. Will you? The story of the chosen ones is not just about their trials, but their inevitable triumph. Despite the attacks, the betrayals, and the battles waged against them, the chosen ones rise, not because of their own strength, but because of the divine power that sustains them. Their victory is assured, not in spite of the opposition, but because of it. Every challenge they face becomes a stepping stone to greater purpose, and every attempt to extinguish their light only makes it shine brighter. The Creator's message is clear. Justice isn't just coming, it's already unfolding. The fall of the cult is a testament to this truth, a reminder that no force of darkness can withstand the divine order. For chosen ones, the trials are temporary, but their impact is eternal. They are here not just to survive, but to transform, to disrupt what is corrupt, and to restore balance where there is chaos. As witnesses to these battles, you are called to engage with purpose. Recognize the divine justice at work in your own life and community. Stand with the chosen ones, align yourself with the light, and refuse to be complicit in the darkness. The Creator doesn't just protect the chosen ones. The Creator empowers those who choose truth over comfort, courage over silence. The rise of the chosen ones is a movement that cannot be stopped. It is not a story of individuals, but a testimony to the unshakable power of divine will. And this rise is a call to you, to affirm your place in this story, to choose the light, and to step into your own divine purpose. The Creator stands with you. Now it's your time to stand.